Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new here. My name is Sis on Space and today I'm discussing monitoring spirit. I love to discuss this kinds of topic because they happen in our day-to-day lives all the time. We're dealing with energies and human beings, so it's good for us to be aware of the kind of people we deal with so we don't end up sabotaging our own lives. So monitoring spirits are not just on social media where people create a fake account and stalk you, which could also be an example of a monitoring spirit. If someone is stalking you, always create a new account, like new Instagram account or new Facebook account to see what's going on in your life. They're always like looking for what's next, what's she doing, what's she up to, is she still with her boyfriend, has she posted, she hasn't posted lately, are they together, I don't see her hang out with this friend, are they together, that's why they are there. They're stalking to know if you still do the things you do, or are you changing, are you leveling up, are you moving on, just to know your temperature. And these people are not only on social media, they can be found in our workplaces, they can be found in our various schools or groups, they can be found in our friendship, in our families, neighbors, anywhere where you belong to a kind of a group or family or relationship, right? They can be found there. And these people, their energy is more about getting information and then sabotaging it. That's what they use their energy for. Their main purpose is to sabotage anything successful that someone has going on. They see you to be kind of a competition, okay? They see you to be kind of a competition. They have to know what's going on so they can destroy it. So how you know you're dealing with a monitoring spirit, someone who has that energy, okay? Because they drop some signs, they leave symptoms, they leave signs for you to tell that, this person is. So first of all, these people don't come with good intention, right? Let's take the life of Jesus Christ, for instance. When Jesus was born, the 3 wise men decided to go and visit him. So did King Herod also ask to visit him, or told them that if they find out where the Messiah is, they should bring back information, so he goes to worship him. These 2 people had 2 different intentions toward Jesus Christ, towards the Messiah. The wise men wanted to see him, visit him, and worship him and give him gifts. King Herod, on the other hand, that wasn't his intention. His intention was to destroy the Messiah. That was his intention. So he was monitoring to know where Jesus was, to go and, take him out. That was his intention. So you see what I'm trying to talk about? So with these people, their whole intention is not good. It's to destroy. So say, for example, one good example is, say I tell this friend or this person, this family member, this whoever they are, even if it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend, that, babe, I think I want to sell this phone case. The girlies tell me, look at this phone case, it's so cute. That's my phone case. The girls tell me it's very beautiful and blah, blah, blah. So I want to sell it. Boom. You should get a job. You should get a real job. It's just phone case. Who's going to buy a phone case? Or maybe you want to sell anything. Could be anything, maybe shoes or something. And they plant seed of doubt in you. They make you feel like you will not, it won't succeed, or you will not succeed in that business. They have to do that because they know it will succeed. They know whatever you put your mind to, you're an achiever, you're an overachiever. You can do it. To them, they know your potential. Maybe you don't, but they know your potential. They know if I encourage her, she will do it, and she will do it better. She will do it very well. And she's going to succeed, right? So I won't encourage her to go for it. I will tell her it's not going to work, so she doesn't do it, or he doesn't do it. That way, it won't even happen. Just like they wanted to kill Jesus when he was a child. If you get something, one thing about them is when they get something from the infant, it helps them. Because when you get something from the infant stage and you cut it off whilst it's at the infant stage, it won't be able to grow. So you wouldn't know if it would have prospered or not. So be careful about people you tell things to. Be careful about the people you discuss your plans to, okay? Just be aware. And then the second one is the advice they give you, okay? So if you ask advice concerning maybe you have issues with your mom or with a friend or with your husband, the first thing they go is divorce him. Or the first thing you tell about your friend is like do something bad to that person. Like they don't give you good advice. They've never given you good advice. They always give you advice when they want you to do the wrong thing. Like the advice they give you is for you to do the wrong thing, and then to be like a secret between you two, you know. So be careful of who you ask advice from. Be careful of who, like when you tell them something, even concerning the business. Like when you tell them you want to do a business and they don't give you real support and real advice about, yeah, like of course, like this one too is going to help you. I know you like, maybe for instance you tell them you want cell phone case, but then this your friend knows you know how to do hair very well. Someone who's a monitoring spirit, when you tell them, oh, I feel like I want to start selling phone cases, they'll be like, girl, I think you are very good at hair, why don't you give that one a try? That's a good friend. Like they know what your talents are and they're really ready to encourage you. But this kind of friend be like, yeah, you know, the hair business is not moving on, so maybe sell the phone case, or maybe sell this like clothes. Yeah, it will help you. Once they know you are not a fashion person, they know you waste your money and time. But that's where they point you to. They point you to the wrong direction. They give you wrong advice to point you to a different trajectory of where you're supposed to be. They take you off your grid, okay, and they send you somewhere far, so you never get to be successful, okay. And the third one is just study the pattern of how things are when you tell them stuffs. When you tell them stuffs, does it prematurely fail or it still goes on? Like study that pattern. You know, you have people that before you do something, when you tell them, it never succeeds. So say you want a visa to Canada or to Australia, and you tell them, hey, I'm planning on getting a visa to Canada, to visit Canada, or like to go to Australia. They'll be like, oh, okay, for real, nice, okay. And then all of a sudden nothing happens, but you don't get the visa. Or you tell them, hey, I have an exam, like a medical exam, or whatever you're studying. They know it's a very big day for you, and you're studying for these exams, and you've already done well in the other exams, and then you tell them the date and everything, and you study very well, you know you've done these exams, but on that day something happens and you're not able to remember, you're not able to do well in the exams, and you have to sit again and do it like over and over. And it's like every time you tell them about something, particularly them, it doesn't succeed. It just comes back, like it fails, you know, prematurely. Be careful about telling people things before they happen, okay. You should know how to move. And then the next one is this conversations with them feel like interview. It feels like, hi, how are you? Fine. How's your mom? Fine. Like they only ask you personal stuffs about your relationship, about your family, about personal things which are very personal in your life. They go very personal. If your boyfriend is treating you well, they want to know. They want to know if you need relationship advice. Like they just want to know everything about your life so bad. And the funny thing is, once you give them that information, they vanish and they don't come until they've lost track of where you are, and then they come back and then they call you out of the blue, and then they start asking you personal questions again. And then every time you give them information about what's going on in your life, they vanish for a week or two or a month, because now they have an extension of how your life is going to be for a month or that couple of weeks. So they don't need to keep in touch with you. They only came for the information, so they vanish and then they come back when they need more, or like when they need to be updated. So they go and sabotage it, or they kind of know what's going on in life. Be careful when you realize your relationship with a friend or a family is all about, they don't call to ask for any kind of help, only for information, or they don't attend to you when you need help. Like you don't even give advice when you tell them about your problems. You tell them your problems and and then they go and they go and sell you. They go and gossip and tell everybody, oh, this is what she told me the last time. The last time she told me, she called me, or I called her. She told me this and this. Her husband does this to her, and her kids are doing this, and the mom. And they go and rant. Oh, and then once they're like, oh, I haven't heard from her for a long time. Let me go and ask her again. How is she going? And then the person calls you again, and they go all over the process of the interview. That is you're dealing with a monitoring spirit, okay? Be careful. And then the other telltale sign is anytime you refuse to give them information, this person, you refuse to give them information, they get angry at you. They get angry at you. So let's say, for instance, a friend of mine told me this story. She said there was this particular friend of hers that she always calls or talks to, or whenever that friend calls, she tells that friend all the bad things, like everything. She gives them details, tells her everything. Yeah, and this happened here, and that happened, and my car broke down, and da da da. And then they tell them everything. And this friend will be like, okay, okay. And then she realized the more she told this friend about it, like, it's only that particular friend. Anytime she tells her the bad things or things that are going on in her life, it gets more awkward. Like, the things get worse. And that friend wouldn't give her help, doesn't give her advice, doesn't call the next day to check up, doesn't call for some time to check up. They only call when things are bad, and that's it. That's when they call. Unfortunately, every time when things are going good in her life, she doesn't get a call from that friend. Only when things are not going well. And she said she noticed that pattern. She's like, you know what? This particular person, let me stop telling them everything, okay? Let me just keep it simple. Let me just keep it short. So she told me the next time the friend called, things were going really bad for her. It wasn't that bad, but then things were getting better, but they weren't up to her satisfaction. And the friend called and it's like, hey, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. How is this thing going? Tell me about this thing. How is it going now? And this time she took a different approach. She's like, it's going really well. It's going great. Everything is fine. Everything is great. Everything is fantastic. That was it. She left that, okay, yes, good, great. Very straightforward answers. She said the girl was silent on the phone for straight 20 seconds. Nobody spoke. Everybody was like, and then she finally said, okay, then I guess I'll call you later. And she hung up. That is a telltale sign of someone who comes in for information. That's it. They were sent to just gather information and go and say it to other people. That is her job. She's friends with you because the closer she is, she knows she's going to get more information. So she has to come close to get all the information she needs. I have to watch out for, I went to do something. So with these people, you have to watch out for the way you talk to them. If you realize every time someone always comes for information, and you don't feel like giving them anymore, you stop, how do they react to you? Are they still nicer? Is it awkward? Do they get angry? Does it feel awkward? Is there a long silence? Does it feel like, you have to check all of that. And another sign is every time you tell this person something, you give them information about yourself, you suddenly regret it, or after you regret, you're like, oh, why did I tell them this? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said this. You always feel that maybe you shouldn't have. Maybe it's God or your soul telling you, hey, this person is not going to use that information for something good. They are probably talking about you somewhere right now. That's why your soul feels like, I shouldn't have said that, because probably they are out sitting somewhere or on the phone with someone right now talking about that thing you told them. So that could be a test. Anytime you talk to someone, you come close in contact with someone and you have a discussion with them and you regret, you always feel remorse for talking to them about your issues. Then anytime you see that person, ask the Holy Spirit to have a hold on your lips, to make your lips heavy so you don't say everything. Because some of them, the way they have tactics of getting information from you, the way they will look at you, the questions they'll ask you, it might trick you to still say things even though you've told yourself you wouldn't. By the time you realize, you've blurred everything out. So ask the Holy Spirit for discernment, so that anytime that person is talking to you or asks you questions, you remember, it reminds you that, hey, this is the person who doesn't use the information for good things, so don't talk or lie to them. I'm a fan of lying to people. I always say this. People are like, oh, you shouldn't lie. There are people you should lie to, unfortunately. There's some people you have to either shut them down and tell them, hey, why are you in my business? Or if you don't have that courage to shut them down, give them straightforward answers, be very rude, which some of you also don't have the courage. So at least lying, who's going to know? Just lie. If you don't have the courage to tell them, don't be my business, then lie to them. Like, who gets arrested for that? you're in my business and I told you a lie, then next time mind your business. That's how they're going to interpret it. Like, this girl lied to me. Maybe I should start minding my business. And the last telltale sign is anytime you talk to that body, to that person. And the last telltale sign is anytime you talk to that person, how does your body feel? Like, as they come close to you or they call you, how does your body feel before you even talk to them? Does it feel like, oh my God, this person is calling? Oh my God, then you're happy to talk to them. Or does it feel like, I feel like this person is calling me, for the wrong reason? How does it feel like? If it doesn't feel like the right reason, well, you don't have to talk to them, or you don't have to compromise your comfort to talk to them. Anytime I say this, your body knows what is right and wrong with other people's energy, if it's genuine or not. So you have to always check in with yourself, even with the informations I give you guys. If it doesn't sit well with you, if you don't believe it, if you feel like, what's this guy saying? I don't think it's true. I don't It's okay. It's okay. You can go somewhere where your spirit feels right about it and take that. It's your choice. We all have the free will to believe or to think whatever we want. Okay? Ooh. So check in with yourself every time you are in contact with someone, before you talk to them, when you are talking to them. The information they give you is the information to tell you, for you to tell them what's going on with your life. You just have to check in all of that. So with that being said, that's all I have for monitoring spirits and how to know if you're dealing with one. Stay tuned for how to detach yourself from those people. I have to make a video on how to move with those people. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Do you know what I find crazy is you can have a pure heart, pure intentions, empathetic, overgiving, and the minute people play in your face, or like you get bitten by the cruel world, everyone's like, you should have known, you should have been awake, you should have been reading, you should have been. Madam, I just arrived. I didn't know you guys were snakes, biting, venomous, evil, pathogenic, blood-sucking, energy-draining, psychopathic people. I had hope in humanity. Kill me then. Kill me for having belief in humanity. Kill me for thinking everybody was nice. And as I pick up the pieces, because it's my fault, and now it's my fault. Give me time, madam, I just arrived.